Jobs, you're looking slim today.
Or black, just for the occasion.
We were just talking about how slim you looked. It was funny at hockey last night. There was a guy who got a haircut, and he's like, my helmet feels all loose. And then, so about, like, there's no periods because there's a beer league, but 2/3 of the way through, I was like, boy, you look fast out there, hey? You shaved that pound of hair off, and you're flying out there.
More aerodynamic, for sure.
Yeah.
That absolutely is a scenario. My hat doesn't fit right now. I need a haircut.
Oh,
It's
I knew
like
exactly
perched.
what he was talking about.
Yeah, my hat's all perched up right now. I just need to trim the wings
Little
down.
woolly, eh?
Yeah.
That's when I know I need a haircut, is when my helmet starts getting tighter and I'm about to like change the size. It's like, don't do that. Just go get a haircut. You don't have to piss around with this every time you go play hockey.
Yeah.
That's the indicator.
It is.
Helmet's a little
Yeah.
snug.
Speaking of indicators, Wade's wearing a pretty thin shirt today.
I could point anything out.
Wow.
Really? Is that crazy?
I was saying before,
not
before
even
we
that
started
cold in
recording,
here.
you should be proud of those.
I am proud.
Because there was I saw, there's like this page on social media that says where ads go to die.
Yeah.
And there was an ad where like you could actually purposely, it was called Sticky Nips.
Really?
No way.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what I have.
We have spent.
Now you're on to me.
You forgot to put them on there. Well, actually, you didn't forget to
I
put them on
forgot to
today.
take them
Yeah,
off.
are those
10 years
real?
ago.
Feel them. Are they real?
I don't know. I don't
Careful.
want to make it any.
Boy. Oh.
We've spent so much time trying to make sure that these little lights in the background here aren't reflecting the TV, and then this guy shows up, puts the high beams on anyway. It's like, why did we try so hard? We can't control the headlights in this
It
place.
just turned the temperature up a lot.
Yeah,
It's actually, the temperature has no effect.
it's
on
fine
it.
in here.
No, I've
Yeah.
I've seen you at like 35 degrees.
Same,
and
same.
There's no difference.
You need to be introduced to undershirts.
No,
That's what needs to
I don't
happen.
like them.
You're a one layer guy. Eh?
One layer, always.
Why?
I don't like it.
Don't you get chafed?
Nope. I did once, but
You're walking around
So
with
the
band-aids on.
I did.
Band-aids on those
So
puppies,
I was actually telling the story the other day. The first time I learned how to surf, I was in PV and I spent like hours on the surfboard, and the surface of it is kind of a grippy surface.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh,
so here's what happened. I wasn't like, I know you've all seen me play hockey and you think I'm quite talented, but I didn't just pop up right away on the board. It like took all day. And then I like went for supper and I put a shirt on. That might have been dinner, actually. We probably planned to go there. So it was probably dinner. And so then I put my dress shirt on and I was like, oh. And then I had to put Band-Aids on. Oh, it's so
I feel
bad.
this for some reason. I've
Oh,
never
man.
done that. I've never chafed up my nips, but I feel that.
Yeah.
From
Oh,
my
because you have
soul.
innies.
I can feel my
Yeah.
nips right now. No, I just wear an undershirt. I keep them hidden. I put them away.
I'm a 2-layer guy. Yeah.
I don't.
I'm a deck guy, not a whore.
Too hot. It's just too hot, right? And I don't like jackets either. I wear a hoodie at minus 30. And if it gets to minus 40, I could put a vest over my hoodie, but
Is
that's
that because there's like there's too much pressure here? Like
I
too
don't
much
know.
weight
It's
here?
the weight of the world already on my shoulders. I don't think I can put a jacket on.
When you wear a hoodie, do you wear a shirt underneath too, or is it just
Yeah, yeah.
straight.
just
Yeah,
skin
the
under the
arms
hoodie?
off.
Did you imagine? Sorry, I gotta take this off. Put this on.
I went for
Put it in the pouch.
a coffee meeting yesterday to Pause Coffee in Regina. Never been there before, never heard of it, but
yeah.
met a guy there for coffee, and I show up there and I go to place my order, and I was like, I'll get your biggest Americano, because in the sign it was confusing. They had 3 sizes, but there was only a price in one column for the Americano.
Okay.
I was like, certainly they can make an Americano in different sizes. I was like, your biggest one, Americano. She's like, okay, that's like the big cup might be like a hair watered down because there's only 2 shots of espresso in there. Did you want me to add more espresso? And I was like, sure you could. She's like, it's only $1 more and I'll add 2 more. Like you'll get 4 shots of espresso.
Oh, this is.
I was like, yeah, I've got shit to do today. Let's go. So she made my coffee. We sat there for an hour and a half. I had my 4 shots and I was like, I'm going to get one to go. I went back up and was like, I'll take an Americano to go. She's like, okay. And did you want some extra shots of espresso in there? I was like, listen, lady, I'm not looking to change the world today. I think 2 will be fine. Stacey can attest this. I was flying high yesterday.
6
I was
shots
in
of
the
espresso
best
before
mood
lunch.
I've been in like 13 years yesterday.
I walked
People
in
saw
like
a
a
new side of
tuning
me.
fork.
I got so much shit done. I was happy with everybody. It was so great. Wasn't it great? And then you showed up today late and pissed me off. And now I need to go get some espresso. Bring it back.
But we don't have time because we're so far behind schedule.
Right.
Okay, Stacey.
We were talking before the pod. This is the best episode already that we've done in 6 years. Is the best one. Shush.
Are we going to talk about?
Yeah,
the
Yes,
potatoes?
we are.
have to.
Okay. What was the point you were trying to make earlier before we hit Wade killed the story. He's like, leave this for the podcast.
Yeah.
Fire it up. Potatoes done how?
Okay, no. So to set it, he was talking about if you're having a meal and it's
How did
you
come
have
up
like
conversation though?
well, it's going to be like ham and beans, and it's going to be a family meal, and the potatoes are sliced thin.
Right. So for people listening home, say it in your head right now how you would say potatoes sliced thin
with
some
cheese over
au
top.
gratin in it. Is that
Cream mushroom soup.
Cream of mushroom soup
sure.
and cheese.
How do you do it?
It's not fancy. Don't
are
make it
called? Now, just everybody listening has put it in their head now.
Ready?
Now you say it.
fancy. Potato scallop.
So wrong. There's just like
Okay. Maybe this
sure.
is just,
Go ahead. Try to justify.
No, I don't have to.
No, let's
This
hear
is
it.
how I
Let's
grew
hear
up.
it.
This is
Even
how
how
I
you
grew
say
up.
it's dumb. The order's wrong, and how you say it is dumb.
Why?
This is
Because you guys call it scalloped potatoes?
No, because
scalloped potatoes.
The whole world calls it scalloped
Yeah,
potatoes.
except the Ukrainian.
I don't know. Yeah, that's a totally different thing.
And I also have issue with how you say potato.
Potato.
This is rich because most of the listeners of this podcast have an issue with how we say composite.
Yeah.
Right, but
Have you
We're
ever,
like,
okay, have you ever
internal.
This is
have
fun
you
being
ever
on this
heard,
side
have,
of it.
have you ever heard Stomp and Tom? Stomp Tom Connors, Canadian legend.
Stomp. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. One of his biggest songs.
No, don't
do it.
do this to me.
Say it.
Ketchup loves potatoes.
Oh wait, what?
Ketchup
Okay.
loves potatoes.
Ketchup loves potatoes.
You don't know that song? Oh my goodness.
I don't think so. But connect the dots here for me?
Stomp
Well,
Thomas
he's-
he's from PEI.
Yeah.
He's an
He
East
said-
Coaster.
Potato. So
Potatoes.
like I'm
That's-
almost certain if you had to spell
That's not the
it-
part I have an issue with in your potatoes scalloped.
Oh,
That's,
Yeah.
potato
You have an issue.
scallop. It's scallop. You don't like
that's
scallop?
the part. Yeah.
Oh,
how
I
you
don't
say
know.
potatoes didn't even register for me. That was fine.
Oh, okay.
I have issue with
You
potato.
thought I had an issue with the.
I thought you had an issue with how I say potatoes.
Oh no.
I do.
You
Hey,
do.
fill your
Yeah,
boots.
why?
I love it.
Because it's a D. You say potatoes as like Podato.
Okay.
Potatoes. It's not potatoes.
Well, when you say it like that, it
Well,
sounds.
that's what he says.
Yeah, but you make it sound like potato.
Well,
It's
I
not.
have to slow it down so that the guys in the East Coast can understand me.
No, guys. Wowzers. Okay, whatever. That's how I grew up. I grew up with it being called potato scallop. That's what it was.
potato. Now I'm going to hear the deal.
It's like I hear, like
Potato
Mom
scallop.
will call me up. You guys want to come over for supper on Sunday? I'm making a potato scallop. That's what it is.
Yeah. Anyways, interesting.
You use
That's
the
the first
word.
time I've heard it.
You use the word for scallop is weird. Scallop instead of scallop. That's weird to me. But
Okay.
I get
sounds like you're using it kind of like casserole. It's a potatoes scallop. Like a scallop is how.
dish.
What else would you make a scallop?
There is no.
There we go.
There is no.
There
It's
we
just
go.
That specific dish.
Okay.
Those potato scallop.
So I think it should be scalloped potatoes because scallop is what you did the potato. Much like you would not say, "Do you want some carrots cut up?" Carrots. Oh shit, you would say that.
Yeah.
you want some? You want some? You wouldn't say. Do you want
Would
some?
you like some carrots diced or diced carrots?
Right.
Nobody says
That's
that.
better.
But you don't say that. You're not going to say that.
That the weird thing is,
Carrots diced?
if it was before they were diced, you would say, "Do you want some carrots diced?" But once they're diced carrots.
I don't know.
Not carrots
I
diced.
feel like you're slowly losing
Holy
this argument.
smokes. Okay. I'm not losing shit.
Anyways,
Anyway.
let's get to something else that we don't know much about.
Oh man.
Decking. We don't know much about decking. So
I
let's
can't
talk
wait
about
for the
that.
comments. I can't wait when we used to do this, where we used to banter for 20 minutes first. This is only 9 minutes, so people can settle down. But we used to banter first and then get to stuff. And there were so many people who were like, "Get to the point already!" And
That's
I'm
not
like,
true. It was
I can't
50-50
wait.
split.
I can't wait.
But you can't. You just like. You just fast forward. If they don't want to listen to the banner, just fast forward until they get to the education.
You could forward fast
Yeah.
if you wanted. However you want to do
Or
it.
yeah, look at that. Hey,
I could forward fast.
Yeah, I thought that works.
Anyways, I'm going to spend the entire day moving them around. Any words that get paired together,
Yeah.
you could go out in.
Absolutely.
yeah, this is going to be awful. This podcast.
Here we
This is going to be
go.
very confusing. Composite decking. Right. You know what? This sucks. I'd rather do. We should have started a different podcast. Has nothing to do with decking. Where we just come here and shoot the shit.
Talk about nothing.
Yeah, that'd be way more fun. Now we got to do the boring stuff.
All right, whatever.
Composite decking.
See, it's
So we're starting because this podcast has a new name. It gives us free license to re-talk about everything we've ever talked about in when it was the Ultimate Deck Podcast. 6.5, 7 years. We get to catch up now and do it all over again. How
Sweet.
great is this?
It's awesome.
We get to pretend we haven't talked about it 16 times.
Well, now you've spoiled it.
When we were getting the like the topic's ready, and Justin's like, well, how long can you talk about scalloped composite?
That's how it came up.
Forever.
That's how it came up.
That's how it came up. Yeah.
See? It all tied together.
Composite scallop. Right?
This is why I'm the connector.
Okay, so you're probably watching this podcast because maybe you're interested in building a composite deck. So we figured today would be a good time to just go through and just teach you everything you could possibly want to know about composite decking. And so we're going to go through a giant list.
That's the big one.
Sizable list
What do we have here?
Hopefully we can talk fast.
15 points?
of things. Yeah, we might skip a couple of them, but this is just going to be the Coles Notes overview, and this will be on the test. Justin's about to get trained on. Yeah.
I already failed it.
I don't feel so bad then.
We'll have a retake.
Okay, good.
So first question, first topic, first section of this episode. What is composite decking? Wade, do you want to, or Justin, do you want to answer that one? Who wants this one?
Oh boy. I don't know if I want to answer that.
Okay.
What do you?
It's just a mishmash of different materials all glued together to make a board. See?
Nailed it.
Couldn't have said it any more elegantly. That was beautiful. Talk about feeling words.
Oh, well. I told you. It was from the heart, guys.
That was
from the heart.
beautiful. Okay, I'll expand. Fine. So,
Like it was your question, and nobody knows what you were looking for an answer.
Be more specific.
well, I
What is
mean, the
composite
answer is
decking?
written right there. Not quite.
Nope.
So traditionally, composite decking. Are we going to commit to the American spelling of that?
No,
or pronunciation?
Dude, 2, 3, 4 years ago, you were like, I want it to be tuds.ca because we're Canadian and we're going to embrace that we're in Canada. And now all of a sudden you're like back and forth, and it's like you can't. So
I'm just trying to make. I'm a people pleaser, and I'm trying to make everybody happy, which actually is just going to piss everybody off.
right. So just
Do you, man.
do you. If you want to say composite, you can.
I'm going to say composite, though.
Yeah. There's probably less taxes on the word composite. That's for sure.
Ooh. Yeah, but more tariffs. But composite decking. So traditionally, it was the mixture of materials that Jubbs was talking about here was wood and plastic. That's traditionally what it was. Originally, like when it first came out 20 years ago, that's all it was. It was just recycled plastic melted down, mixed with leftover. Like it was there's a good environmental message to it. Recycled plastic, wood fiber that came off the sawmill. It wasn't being used for anything else. Sawdust, essentially.
Yep.
Mixed together, pushed out a Play-Doh mold, and that's what made your composite decking board. Made a lot of promises. Didn't follow up on many of them. It was a product that like was supposed to be kind of like low maintenance free, but then what they found out over time, as with any Gen 1 product, is that there was some issues we maybe didn't see coming. The wood flour would bleach
Yep.
in the sun, so it would fade. It was absorbent, so it would spill some ketchup or your potato scallop on the deck, and potato scallop.
No,
Potato.
no context. But anyway.
Then
keep
it
going.
will stain the deck, and over time the sun would bleach and beat up the surface of it, and some brands actually experience like some flaking and some like weakening of the structure of the board and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Probably weakening likely due to the fact that it would absorb moisture and then dry out, and it was going through constant expansion, contraction, eventually just broke apart.
Right.
They warranted a lot of that stuff. Like you ended up with replacement cost on your deck boards, but that's what happened. So then fast forward a few years, I believe it was, I can't remember who, if it was Duralife or Fibron or somebody was the first one to cap the boards. So now they're like, okay, we've got this core of recycled plastic. It's not super resistant to the UV rays and the moisture. We need to put a protective layer on top. We need to put the Tupperware lid on this thing.
Yep.
Keep the elements off it. So they started capping it with a pure layer of PVC or some type of plastic, HDPE.
Yeah.
Which protected the core, which then allowed them to get more vibrant colors and stuff too. And then they started streaking it, which that was either Fibron or Duralife, adding variegation into it. And they started to become prettier and last longer and have none of the fade and stain issues.
It allowed the fade and stain warranty to show up.
Yeah.
Right. Which
So,
is what people wanted.
pretty
When they were
awesome
like, I
advancements.
don't want wood. I don't want to have to deal with this. And so they were looking for a product that was a low maintenance product.
Yeah.
But the drawback of Gen 1 was that it did fade and stain. So you
Right.
put it on your deck and you're like, oh, this looks so great. And then a year later, it's just like, well, this is the same shit I was trying to avoid before.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think that the cap, moving to that high density polyethylene cap, was like, that's a game changer.
Yeah.
Right. That's composite that you know now.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
And so when you talk about some like big changes in the industry, capping it was huge.
Huge.
Right. And now like adding traction or finding a way to get traction in is another really large step forward in this line.
Yeah.
Like, so
Although there are still brands out there that that still sell uncapped.
Yeah.
There's a couple, yeah. Moisture Shield is still creating their Vantage line, and I think it's is it Envision still makes an uncapped line as well, and so they do still exist.
Yeah.
Why I don't know.
Yeah,
Well, but like-
why is that?
I don't know. Like,
I
at what
can't even say
point-
it's cost because they're not cheap.
Right.
They're
So
not
at one
cheap.
point
Yeah.
it was, right? So like the Moisture Shield Vantage at one point was one of the least expensive products out there. And it was like, well, then that made perfect sense. No need to fix it. It was really stable and held up great. You know, there was lots of companies that had boards that Shane like referenced earlier that flaked apart and ended up with huge warranty claims. And Moisture Shield never went through that. Their core was rock solid.
Yep.
Still is, right? And it's fantastic. So they didn't have to change it. And when the price point was lower, it made sense. But there's like, it's definitely crept up now, and it's at the point where it's a mid
tier
price point.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was like, well, this makes no sense. I'm not going to pay whatever $6 a lineal foot for something that performs nowhere near as good as $350 a lineal foot,
Yeah.
right? And so
I know some of the remaining sentiment seems to be that the board, you know, in some of the commercial builders that we work with, they were still using that stuff, and it's like, why? You could be doing the caps, and it's like, yeah, but we don't want to have to hide the cut ends, and we like the fact that the core is all the same color all the way through,
router
and
the
whatever
edges,
else. Okay,
right.
that was the resistance to capping in the first place. When capping came out, there was probably this like 5, maybe even 10-year period where some people really resisted it because it's like, well, it's a laminate, and I don't like the fact that it's not the same color in the middle, and I can't route the edges, and I like to route my edges and all this stuff.
And what if it delaminates? I was like, it might.
What if it scratches? What if you have a nick in the cap and then you're exposing? It's like there's all these like concerns that weren't. I wouldn't say
Founded.
they're not super valid concerns.
Right.
They're valid if they actually happen, but how often are you gouging a chunk of your decking off with composite decking? Not very often is that a real scenario.
Yep.
So it is what it is. Now we've gotten to the point now where in the last, what say you, like 6-7 years, Decorators or what's the parent company? Universal Forest Products.
Yep.
Started making composite decking with not wood fiber in it, using some sort of mixture of mineral stone dust, limestone,
recycled drywall.
Yeah.
Right.
So they've got that in there now as a filler instead. So now composite being too general of a term can mean a few different things now. The moral of the story at the end of the day for the homeowner is it doesn't much matter because people come in typically looking for the benefits, which are first and foremost the no maintenance, and they're all going to do that for you except for the uncapped ones.
Yep.
But capped, it doesn't
But
matter
it's
what the
still-
filler is.
The truth is that the uncapped one's still no maintenance. It just changes. You're not staining that. You're not, you know what I mean? You're not doing anything to it.
Fair.
It'll just not look the same in 2 years.
Right.
That's all. So,
Right.
so it is still maintenance.
Which you could say that for wood too, though.
Right.
You could not stain wood and it's just going to look shitty, and the same with uncapped composite.
Yep.
Yeah.
But the wood will break down. Anyways.
And as we talked about, so will the uncapped composite. Except for, you know what? I don't know that. So Moisture Shield has claimed that a lot, that they've never had a field failure. And okay,
Sure. I just didn't publish it.
I like I've seen,
Like just word of mouth? Like is there any
well, no warranty claims is what they could.
Right.
So, and maybe not failure to the point of it structurally being an issue.
Right.
But I've seen old uncapped Vantage, and after it's been in the sun for a few years, it gets chalky, and you can scratch it off with your fingernail, and like,
Yeah.
so sure, it's not failing completely, but it's like it's for sure not what it once was.
Like it's
That's
breaking down, slowly
It's-
breaking down too.
Yeah, but they do. I know that they've always claimed, or they not even claimed, they have a much more. I don't know if I should say thorough process, but ensuring that the wood fiber gets mixed and every fiber is completely coated in the plastic before it goes out. So it's like they take more time extruding it, so it is more waterproof.
Yep.
So that could be part of it. Boy, that should probably be the biggest question on the thing. We took some time on that.
What question, sir?
What is composite decking?
Oh, that's what we're talking about. Right.
So that's where we're at. And then just an aside to that, there are products out there that aren't technically composite. They are straight PVC or straight plastic of some sort. Those are your AZEX of the world. There's a few companies, actually most companies now make both, right? Because Trex was, until this year, was just composite forever.
Right.
Now they've got a PVC line even.
Yep.
Fibron has a PVC line. TimberTech has a PVC line. Decorators does not have a PVC line, but they do have wood plastic composites and mineral-based composites.
Right.
Yep.
Everlast has a PVC line. Yep.
Yeah,
North.
Everlast has both.
True North.
True North has both.
Yeah.
Wow, hey? I hadn't really thought about that
There's a
until
few
now.
of them out there.
So
Mhm.
everybody's kind of making a little bit of both.
when they're all like, yeah, Trex is leading the industry. It's like, yeah, except for like when you get to this point, it's like everybody else had that for years, and Trex is like, fine,
Yeah.
We'll do it
we'll
too.
get some PVC.
Yeah.
It's like,
And there's been rumors of Trex doing it for a decade, doing a PVC board, and it just all of a sudden this year it happened. It was like, holy smokes! Hey,
yeah.
welcome.
Welcome to the show. Yeah.
So that was the next question we kind of already went into, was the different types. We kind of talked about that already. Do we want to talk? Oh man, look at how far we checked off the first
way
three.
down. Yeah.
Holy smokes!
So the only thing I want to talk about with the Uncapped product is I've always had an issue with Moisture Shield's marketing campaign on Vantage boards, where they're always like, you can build it underwater. And there's like it's like a shark swimming past, right? Have you seen these?
Yeah. Under the sea.
This has to be like
Under the
arguably,
sea.
I don't know who was in the room and was like, great idea. I was like, I haven't seen a single deck, not a single deck have I seen that was underwater, right? It's like, okay, a dock, sure, I can get behind that. And sometimes the waves go over top of it, and then that would be underwater, only momentarily. And if the waves are big, the whole dock's gone.
What point do you think they're trying to make there?
Like water resistance, like
It's waterproof.
waterproof.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But
So if they just made an ad that said our decking is pretty waterproof, would we be talking about this right now?
I don't know. Maybe.
But do you think like,
Hey?
do you think that
course
negative?
You
we
talk
would.
about this a lot.
Of course
Yeah,
we
but do you
would.
think that negative talk
Check
is
and
okay?
check.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's no different than Elon Musk throwing a ball bearing at a Cybertruck. It's like, well, that's
We had
like, no,
Joe
the-
Rogan shoot it with an arrow.
you're exaggerating the thing to prove the point that, like, no, it's like it'll really hold up in wet environments.
Yeah.
You're not going to build a deck under the water, of course, unless you're in New
Like
Orleans.
over testing.
Ooh, see?
Yeah, that's a big one.
But again,
But it connects the dots for you. You're like,
The
oh
water
shit,
went away.
okay, well, I've got
Yeah.
a dock. I don't have to wonder anymore if it's going to be okay on my dock.
yeah.
And it's like, it's burned into me a little bit now because that's different. I never thought about that. That's pretty crazy. That's dumb. But here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are talking about it.
So material types: wood, plastic, composite, PVC, and mineral base. We talked about benefits real quick on those. Anybody want to speak to that? Wood, plastic, composite tends to be the lowest cost one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
your entry level boards are going to be wood, plastic, composite, capped.
Right.
Let's forget about
We're talking
original
about
composite.
cap from here on out.
From here on out, everything's capped because the mineral base and the PVCs are capped as well. So cost is, I think it's probably the only benefit to me. They're durable. They can be more durable because they are more dense. So to like durable to like dent or dropping
And
things
also
on or something.
deflection when you walk on them.
Sure, they're
right?
stiffer.
Right,
yeah, typically. Mind you, the mineral based ones are as well. PVC it's just it's cellular foamed plastic essentially. So there's no filler in it, but it is more flexible. Can feel softer on your foot on a hot day.
Expansion,
A lot of
contraction a bit
people will
more,
put
right?
tighter spans because of that. Expansion contraction is more on PVC.
Yeah.
And then the mineral based expansion contraction is less. And I don't know if that's because it's mineral based or if it's because of how it's extruded.
Isn't that the idea behind having the minerals in it though, is to help with that? Like, isn't that one of the purposes, or is that just
think,
kind of
I don't know.
something that's
So I thought that the minerals helped with the density of it, right? And help with like the support between the joists.
yeah.
Right. So there was less deflection when you
rigidity
walked
of
on
the
it.
board,
Just like
yeah.
a stronger filler, right?
Yeah.
I thought. And I thought that the expansion and contraction was how they
because it's like
manufacture it. It's
pultruded
pultruded.
instead of extruded.
Yeah. Like it's actually got like a wood, like a fibrous
Yep.
makeup to it. Like in the board, we've pulled one apart before
right.
years ago.
Just
Split it with an axe and pulled it apart.
yeah.
It looks legit like wood. It
Yeah.
looks exactly like if you split a log and pulled it apart. It looks just like that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
PVC, I should mention though, has come like so this is the thing. This stuff is continuing to advance every year or every few years. And PVC now, because of the expansion contraction and the fact that there was competitors out there now that weren't expanding contracting as much, are now a lot of them are manufacturing with layers of fiberglass in them, fiberglass
Yeah.
sheet
Yep.
in it, which helps to stabilize the board as well. So Everlast does that. Moisture Shield and their PVC was doing that.
Okay.
Trex, does a Trex board have it? No, it's got,
don't
but it's
so.
got, doesn't it have fiberglass like in it, but maybe not a sheet. It's like, there was something in it, I
just
thought.
like straight up PVC, is it not?
Oh, I don't
Is
know.
it? Maybe it is. I can't
Just
remember.
keep looking
I
at
can't
me.
remember
It's like,
either.
Anyways, there's a few companies now that are starting to put the fiberglass. Wear Deck. Wear Deck was, I
Right.
think, the first one.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, it's not even called. Is it still called Weir Deck? OC Lumber's
It's OC,
decking
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Owens Corning.
Yeah.
So that's been a technology that's come out that's helped with that thermal stability as well. Solid boards versus scalloped boards. And while we're at it, grooved edge versus solid edge. It's all kind of how the boards are profiled.
Right. Yeah.
So you'll notice it's the easy one right away is some boards will have a groove cut down the side of the board, and that's for hidden fasteners. So if you go to the store and you see that some boards have grooves on the side and some don't, it's simply a slot to slide a biscuit style or a tongue and groove style clip into for fastening it down. And the ones that don't have that are used for where that's going to be more visible on your stairs, on your picture frame borders, wherever. Also stronger for stairs because you don't have that little the cut out of it. So you're stepping on a full thickness board. It won't break that groove on a stair or something. Scalloped boards though, or as Justin would call it, board scalloped.
Exactly.
See how dumb that sounds?
I think it sounds great.
I think it sounds
Board scalloped.
grammatically correct.
You should reference it in the store like that from now on.
Hey, you want to be memorable?
I'll put it in the office.
Should. Board scallop.
Board scalloped. That is, I'm going to show you one here.
That one. Oh, here we go.
Hopefully Stacy isn't late switching the camera here.
Just full on Raz today.
Yeah,
tough
she's
day.
getting it. So what we mean by scalloping is there's grooves on the bottom of the board. There's material removed, not removed, but just extruded with less material throughout the board here. So you can see on the bottom of that, there's different vendors have different patterns. For example, this one here is Decorator's Venture line versus Trex Enhanced Naturals line. And you can see they both scallop the boards or scallop the boards just in a different profile.
Thanks.
What's the point of doing
Appreciate
that?
Reduce material, reduce cost.
Sure.
Weight.
gotta-
Is weight an issue? They do that
For
to reduce
shipping,
weight?
yeah.
Mostly, yeah, for shipping.
You can put 40,000 pounds in the truck. So if your board's way less, you can put more boards on it.
Right.
So it reduces shipping weight a little bit and reduces the amount of inputs in it. So it helps to keep the prices lower. That's why you only see scalloped boards in entry level to low mid tier price points. A high premium board that's costing 10 to 15 bucks linear foot's not going to be
It's
scalloped.
gotta be solid, yeah.
Do you think that they're not as strong?
Yeah. Yep. They're for sure not as strong, but they're still strong enough.
But some of these entry level boards are still giving like a structural warranty with them, are they not?
Right,
Oh, yeah.
25 years.
You can still install them on 16-inch centers too.
Right.
They're still strong enough to put on a residential or a commercial deck. They still install the same way as a full thickness board, but from a technicality, yeah, they'll break under a hydraulic press. They'll break before the solid ones do.
Right.
So yeah, it weakens the board, of course, a little bit, but it's like there's lots of products out there that, like floor trusses. We don't use solid lumber much anymore. We use open web trusses or I-joists. We use less material, but in a stronger configuration kind of thing to make it up for it. And that's the idea here. That's why they have like the thick parts of it. That's kind of the beaming, the support
spine.
is through it. So these guys, no, sorry, not these guys. Everlast used to call it I-series because it looked like little I-beams.
Yes,
Still does look
that's
like
right,
little
yeah.
steel I-beams.
Yep.
So there's a structural reason for the shape of it too, I suppose. And then with your full thickness boards, you're just like exactly as it sounds. 1 inch, typically 1 inch thick board, nothing removed out of this side of it. And there, I guess, is the grooves we were talking about on the side of the board.
Yeah.
So
What you don't have is a solid edge. Yeah.
Should have got
I don't have a solid edge here, no. But imagine that this was not here.
Yeah.
And the color and the texture wrapped around the sides. Color for sure, not always texture. So that's kind of the profiles of deck boards. Scallop boards, are they for you? If there's nothing wrong with them. What we do see at times is that they can be a little bit less stable, I will say, in that they may have more of a bow to them out of the lift or something. You have to fight them a little bit more. Sometimes there's a term in the industry called ski tipping where sometimes they'll curve up a little bit. So they do have less, how do you describe that? Less structure to them.
Structural
They're not as
consistency, is that-
consistent or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
So you might have to argue with them a little bit more at install. But once they're installed, you'll forget the scallop was ever there. My whole deck is scalloped. It's not something I think about on a day-to-day
Right.
basis.
Yeah.
It's whatever. It's on the bottom.
Yeah,
So-
they come out of the lift and they're whatever. They're like they have a crown in them, but you can work that out, right? Like you said, you can just move it around.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if they lay it down, we've had that call before where homeowners will phone and they'll be like, the deck board is warped. And it's like, yep, yeah, that's totally fine. You can just push on it.
Especially like 20 footers. Yeah, once you get to the longer
Yeah,
lines.
they're
You
flexible
push on it.
to a
It'll,
certain
it'll
extent.
flex back in. So
The thing we don't have here, because we don't keep it here for good reason, is the boards that have like that are hollow.
the speed holes.
Now I have a whole different
yeah,
opinion on
speed
that
holes,
shit.
Yeah.
So scalloping, fine. If it's from a good reputable brand, fine. Good reputable brands don't hollow out the boards. So you'll find some boards, and they're almost always imported from overseas, that have like hollow channels through the middle of the board.
Yeah,
Sometimes they're
square,
circles, sometimes they're square.
circle, yeah.
Man, look at the square ones especially. There's nothing there.
There's like
There's an eighth of an inch of
exactly.
material here, and there's little ribs, but it's like, come on. And we've seen that stuff over. It's not a question of whether that stuff's going to crack and break down. It is going
just
to.
a matter of when. Yeah.
And it's hardly even a matter of when. I can tell you it's going to happen in like 2-3 years. Other than we talked about the story the other day where a guy bought a full lift of it, and it was all like that before he even opened it.
Still
stored
sitting in his Quonset,
stored it
wrapped
in
in
a
tarp.
barn for a year. And
That's right.
It cracked without even being
Laying it-
used.
Yeah.
No UV, no elements.
Nothing.
I wouldn't trust that stuff.
Just temperature.
But what do I know? I've only been playing with this shit for 20 years. But I've seen enough to know that I personally
Sounds
wouldn't
like
put
you're
that on my own
pretty
deck.
set in your ways.
Yeah. But it's funny. People just don't know the difference. We were looking at some houses recently with my realtor, and there was decks on the houses, obviously. And my realtor looked out the window. He's like, "Oh, looks like they have Trex down here." And I looked at it and I was like, I just left it alone. But I was like, this is what people do. They think that
You should have.
they think that
him.
composite decking is Trex. But I looked down and I was like, I can tell it from the surface of it, just looking at it, that's a
What it
hollow
is.
core piece of shit imported board.
Yeah.
This is not a benefit to this house. That would be coming up, and I'd be putting proper stuff down.
Right. Yeah.
Like so
Garbage.
that doesn't add to the value of the home. That's actually a job for me.
Yeah.
The next house was Moisture Shield Vantage, uncapped.
Oh yeah.
Brad nailed down.
Oh yeah.
And we want to get to install
You're gonna
techniques.
love that.
Glued and nailed.
So hopefully that answers those questions. Surface technology and real world performance. I think we kind of talked about that a little bit. Well, maybe not. Heat traction, scratching, fading, day-to-day durability.
Yeah, so this one's always a little bit tricky because I believe most of this stems from people wanting deck boards that aren't hot and wanting boards that have lots of traction. And it's just like they just refuse to accept that this is how it is, right? It's plastic. It's going to get hot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you can cut it, you can scratch it, right? And it's like, it
everything
doesn't-
scratches. And I always tell people that, like, everything is going to scratch.
Yeah, it just doesn't matter how much you want it to not scratch.
That's
That's
right.
happening. So it's like we can get you a product that is less likely to scratch. But
Yeah.
dude, if you drag a table across the deck and there's a stone under there,
You're done.
But that I don't even understand why that expectation is there.
right? They don't have that
Well,
in their
it's
house.
because it has no maintenance. It's the no maintenance aspect.
Sure, but I mean, nobody expects that from their flooring in their house. Doesn't matter what flooring you're putting in. They're like, oh, well, my hardwood floor is going to scratch. My
Right.
laminate could
But
scratch.
So it is something that people do talk about because when I built a house years ago, it was like I wanted laminate, like I wanted a hard laminate,
Yep.
and then tile through all of it because I had a dog, and I was like, I don't want that dog to scratch the floor,
Yeah.
and I want to be able to work. I want to wear my shoes in the house. I'm like,
Yep.
I don't like taking my shoes off either, and so you walk in, and it's just like I want something really durable on the surface. So that's like it does happen inside the house
Fair
as
enough.
well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But if somebody would have said to me, I was like, well, that will scratch, I would have been like, "Pah."
I'm out. I don't
Well, of
want
course
that.
it scratches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there is levels of durability. Like some boards are much more resistant to scratching than others. Nobody warranties scratching, but some of them, it's like, some of them will scratch pretty easy with big dogs running around on them.
Well, it's
and
like
some
yeah.
of them won't.
And some of the like lower price composite boards, the cap is thinner.
Yeah.
Right. And you're getting like once you start paying more money per lineal foot, then you're getting that thicker cap, which is better for scratch durability. I guess you're getting a little bit of that protection as you pay more.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's still not scratch proof. You're still going to
Yeah.
scratch on you.
Fading, all the good ones, everything we will touch has at least a 25-year fade warranty as well. So it's not going to fade a bunch, not to your eye at least.
Right.
Traction, we talked about a little bit, I think, but some of it is very slippery, and that a lot of people just assume that's a feature of composite decking, is that it's all slippery, but that's not true. The newer stuff, some brands have made an effort to make boards that are absolutely not slippery at all. Decorators Voyage line, Decorators Vista with enhanced traction, Decorators Summit, Everlast, Apex Plus. There's lots of boards out there now that are insane traction. Like way better than wood, way better than any composite you've met.
Absolutely.
Way better than any interior flooring. Like this stuff is grippy. So if that's important to you, shop ask that question because there are lines that are great for it.
Right. And if they're like, oh, they're all slippery, leave that store.
Right. Yeah.
Just get
They don't
Just
have the one that isn't then.
right.
That's right. Yeah.
Or the ones that aren't.
Yeah.
And heat. So that's been a long standing, used to be truth and now is like, much like traction can be true. Some of them get really hot. A lot of them now are starting to add in features to resist the heat. So Moisture Shield was one of the first ones to do that with their cool deck technology. Now Trex has some sun comfortable boards and there's some others that don't market it, but they do stay cooler because of just however the cap is done or the color or whatever's reflecting heat out of it. Heat out of it. So that can help as well. Framing and installation requirements.
So I think you should just touch on that heat part is just like, just the rule of thumb is like the lighter the board, the cooler it is.
Right.
That's it. It doesn't matter. Right.
Well, didn't you guys do like a heat test? Like
A couple?
for
We used
all the
to-
boards? That was a while ago though,
We
right?
used to do every other summer, I would say. Probably 2 or 3 times we did that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just to see for ourselves because you just don't, you're trying to figure out what's marketing bullshit
Right.
and what is real.
Yeah.
Everything gets hot. Like it doesn't matter.
Everything's
gonna get hot.
I just is like, it would be really great if these things were actually cool. We should find out for sure.
Right.
And then we can have confidence to tell people like, yeah, it stays cool. Because everybody uses the word cool in their name and it's in their marketing terminology for the technology they use to reduce heat.
Yep.
But that's,
Pretty misleading.
yeah, that's not a good term to use. They get less hot.
Yeah.
That's right.
So cool deck technology, cool pigment technology. I remember Clubhouse back in the day was using that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get a little bit less hot. And I would say that it's even a stretch to believe the percentage amount that they claim. I know that there's, Moisture Shield claims 35%, AZEC claims there might be 35% as well.
What's that based off of though? Like what's that percentage based off of?
Well, science.
That's the thing. There's just like,
trust the science.
it's just a star and it's like compared to similar colors.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, which one were you testing? Because I'm seeing like 15, 20% I'll give you, but 35, I'm not sure how we're getting there.
Yeah.
Regardless, it does make a slightly noticeable difference. And the difference between a deck board being 38 degrees on your feet and being 32 degrees, there is a difference there. For me on my personal deck, when it's 35 above out, it's pretty hot to walk around bare feet.
yeah.
But if it's 30, it's manageable. So
yeah.
that 5-degree difference, or in Fahrenheit, 10, 15-degree difference can make a difference.
Certainly.
So, framing and installation requirements, all of this stuff, pretty safe to say, install it at 16 inches on center. That's the standard. Everybody can do it, so on and so forth. Some brands or some technologies you might want to do at 12s. So, for example, PVC, a lot of guys will say, I'm only going to install PVC on 12 inches on center.
Yeah.
I know you can do 16, but it's soft when you walk on it, and people don't like that. So I just tighten it up to be for a better experience.
That's 100% my recommendation in the store every time.
Yeah.
It's like PVC, 12-inch on center.
And if you're going to run into warranty issues, structural warranty issues, if you go beyond 16,
right.
right?
Yep.
Like no company's going to warranty a board that's built on 24 inches on center or 20.
Yeah. Well, now there's boards that can do 24 inches on center.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those fiberglass layered boards, I think pretty much all those are 24 inches on center.
Yeah.
You can do.
Apex
Okay.
Plus.
Apex Plus can do 24s.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't know
So
that.
here's what that does. So would I ever tell anybody to do that? Absolutely not. But because it can do 24, I'm pretty confident at 16. I don't feel the need to put Apex Plus at 12s
Right.
like a normal PVC because it's clearly stronger than your average PVC.
Yeah.
But where it can come into play is like if somebody wants to go put some sort of composite or PVC on a dock that's got the 3 rails and it's 4 feet wide and you have to do 24s.
Yeah.
Well, these ones you can, and the other ones you don't have to. And Wade's made this point before where it's like it's a dock. People expect a little bit of movement when you're walking on a dock.
Right?
You're
It's
right.
okay if it's
Yeah.
flexible out there. It's
That's
not.
right.
It's fine. So there's scenarios where that does become very helpful.
Speaking of on docks, have you guys have you spent any time around people that have like expensive surf boats? Have you been on like a $250,000 or $300,000 surf boat?
We hang out with different people.
I don't. Yeah, that's.
So
Sorry, man.
some people in my family have done better than I have. My sister married up, and so they have a boat. So we walk from the cabin, we get down to the dock, and then they have like a dock that runs horizontal, perpendicular to the one that goes out on the water, and you have to take your shoes off on that dock. You're not allowed to walk out on the long dock. No shoes allowed on there, because you go on that dock and then everybody gets into their boats, and it's like We have a very, very different boating experiences, my sister and I. So it's like, mine was like tackle, bait,
flat
shoes
bottom
on,
boat with a Johnson 15.
food,
That's
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's more my
Just flick that eyeball off the seat. It's fine.
Right.
That's right. No big deal.
And hers is like no food, clear
No
drinks,
food even.
no food on the
Oh,
boat.
man, that's
Clear
what we
drinks
do on the
only,
boat.
shoes off on the dock. But their boat, they've had it for 5 years, and it looks like the day they got it. Like
I bet.
it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, when you haven't had any fun on it,
Right?
it would,
Yeah.
it would look like the day you got it.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah. Speaking of tuning forks, it's like we go on the boat with new people, and Tyler's driving, and he is like a tuning fork, man. He's just vibrating, being like, don't sit there, and you can't do. Yeah.
There's
You
no
got
fun
that?
in that.
No,
What's the
thanks.
fun? Yeah, exactly.
Give me the 1984 built fishing boat, and we'll just go
Yeah, man.
bob on the water for a
Right?
bit. I'd rather do that.
Yeah. So. Anyways,
Cost up front, long versus long term. So material cost, labor, lifetime warranty. So generally, the warranties from reputable brands. Here's a point I want to make. The reputable brands have a range of price points from entry level to premium. Quit looking for shit that's cheaper. Even the good brands have a nice budget friendly option.
Yes.
Stop shopping outside of the top. Even call it five.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of shit out there, but why are you bothering taking chances on this stuff for anything else? You wouldn't, when you go to buy a car, when you go to buy a truck in North America, you're going to go look at a Ford
3.
and a Chevy and a Dodge,
And maybe a Toyota.
maybe a Toyota. But you're not
Maybe.
going to sit there and try to do your research to try to find out, well, what else is out there? What else could I get that's a truck? And you're not going to go buy a
What are they called? Those?
Noxar.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what.
Got
Like,
P-E-U.
Peugeot.
Peugeot.
Peugeot?
Right.
Peugeot.
And it's like a European truck. And it's like, you're not going to go
Peugeots are- yeah,
look for
Peugeots.
that. You're not going to be
Right.
like, oh, you know what? I could find it at a used car dealership in the middle of nowhere.
there's this importer that gets
Yeah.
these trucks from somewhere,
Yeah.
and it's a little bit less than the Ford one.
Yeah.
You're going to shop within the Ford or the GM or the Dodge, and you're going to get the one that you can afford.
Right.
It could be a $50,000 truck. It could be $120,000.
Right.
Same story here.
I know.
So if you only have a budget for 50, then shop for a Ford that costs 50. Remove some of the features we need to and get that. At least you know you're still getting a good, reliable, warranted vehicle that if something goes wrong, you have some support.
Yeah.
Same thing with composite decking. Shop within, I might leave somebody out here, but shop within Trex, TimberTech, Everlast, Decorators, Fibron, Moisture Shield.
Yeah.
So
Is there really much need to go?
it depends
Let's
where
say
you are.
10,
If
but
you're
like,
in your upper, like in the Northeast, you could maybe look for some Wolf because they do both lines as
sure,
well.
Wolf, Millboard, Wear Deck.
Yeah.
There might be 10, but there's no need to buy something that you haven't heard of before or can't find any research on, or that somebody is hard to find or whatever. Like there's lots of good brands and
And
lots of
if you
price
like-
points.
Yeah.
Stick there.
If you found this brand and you're out visiting with people, you're like, you're talking to your neighbor because obviously you're both doing decks, right? Your house is built around the same time. Maybe the neighbor isn't the person right beside you. It's like in your neighborhood, but you're visiting with someone who's building a house at the same time or renovating at the same time. And you're like, I found this decking and it's so amazing. And if your neighbor is like, oh, I've never heard of that. It's like, well, you've likely got yourself into some shit product. It's like, you didn't discover some super magical brand that nobody knew about.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So, but the problem is that a lot of this crap that you don't want to be using can be found at your local box store. So it's like,
right.
it does
I
have
just-
more
yeah.
visibility than it probably should, right?
Yeah.
So people buy it not knowing the difference.
That's right.
It's composite decking, and it's only $2 a linear foot. Look at this.
And they ask the expert at the store that they're at. It's like, well, the guy was wearing an orange bib. He works there. He
Well, I
must
don't
be
know. We
an
sell
expert.
lots of it,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
as if that's some sort of trust factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Selling lots of something doesn't make it good.
That's right. Yeah.
Anyway,
Ketchup chips. Ugh.
what?
Oh boy.
Here we go.
Now we're opening the can of worms.
Yeah.
You don't like what?
No, I
Why?
don't like ketchup
I don't
chips.
think you can't even get ketchup chips in the U.S. Can you?
No,
Good
Well,
for them.
you have
That's
to
probably
look
why I
pretty
want
hard.
to. That's probably why I want to move there.
that's the reason.
No ketchup chips, and the taxes are a little bit
That's
less.
the reason why you want to move.
Come on, as if I'm the only person that doesn't like ketchup chips. I
You
think
might be.
I'm guessing Tyler with a boat doesn't like ketchup chips.
not in his boat. That's for sure. Stacy, do you like ketchup chips?
Yeah.
You
see,
do?
thumbs up.
Come on, I like ketchup. on the fries, like on my potatoes, on hot
see,
dog.
here's a question.
Their ketchup chips are closer to salt
Plain
and vinegar
chips,
than
plain
ketchup.
chips with ketchup on them?
No.
Oh, what?
No. Do you dip them in?
do you do this?
No, I never did. My dad did. He would grab some just some Lay's or some
Yeah.
Use
regular
ketchup
Lay's
as dip.
and put some ketchup on there, and he'd have his own ketchup chips.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's not any different than French fries, really.
I know
I
from
know, it's like
on paper
What?
it makes sense that it should be fine, but it's weird.
Okay, well, whatever.
Yeah, not ketchup chips
Wow.
for me.
Interesting.
So
Really
cost, like we just said, these things range in price. Like most of these lines have a budget, a mid, and a high tier. I've actually, as we build out our plans for this year, I've actually added a fourth category, which is luxury, in the new calculator I'm building out. I've got
yeah.
budget friendly, mid tier, premium, and now luxury line.
There's some luxury stuff.
Used to
out
stop
there,
at premium. Now we have this whole new price point where it's like, well, that's a lot more than what used to be a premium board. That's 50% more cost than a premium board.
Yeah.
There's a new category here.
Yeah.
$10 linear foot Canadians, call it $7 in the States. You're going to get really nice looking boards, but probably not fooled you. It's not real wood real. Now, Apex Plus, I would say, could probably
Pretty
fool you.
close. Yeah.
But when you get to the 15s,
Yeah.
that's when it's like photo print finish.
Yeah.
Millboard,
It was like Millboard.
Millboard, yeah.
molded from real pieces of oak. Like now you're getting
Yeah.
into some pretty cool technology that, like with not much, like you're going to believe that it's real wood without investigating.
I need to get some pictures from Tyler, actually. So he just put a Millboard deck down in Saskatoon, right? We talked about this in the last one.
Yeah.
He got a call back. A bunch of the screws flashed through. The self-sealing like cap didn't self-seal.
No way.
And he can see a third of the screws.
What do you mean? Like were they not sunk deep
They
enough,
just
or how did they?
They didn't close over?
It didn't close back over. And it was like, oh, well, that's an installer error. You should have sprayed WD-40 on the screws. And he was like, I installed their screws with WD-40 out of the bucket. And what happens is it's like same board. There'll be like screws showing, then not showing, then showing again, and then going like different boards as well. It's like not showing, not showing, showing, not showing, showing, not. Right?
So what? Like he put them in and it
It
obviously
didn't
hit them
seal
right
over.
away, but then the hole
No.
kind of opened back up, or what?
Yeah, it sounds to me like it never really sealed. Some of them never really closed back over.
Is there a temperature range that stuff should be installed in
I don't know that
to allow it to close up?
because it's a different
colder,
core
it's-
too. It's not. It's
Right,
not
but
any
like-
of these. It's more like a mineral based,
Don't you think that
lightweight stuff.
so much like when you shingle a roof, right? You have to make sure that that's another word, right? Is it a roof or is it a roof?
It's a roof. Come on.
And so when you put the shingles down, it's like in the wintertime, lots of people will put shingles down in
Yeah.
the winter. They just don't tab properly.
That's right.
But after summer, it's over. They tabbed,
Yeah.
right? Well, you just need the heat.
Yeah.
And so that was what I said to Tyler. I was like, I don't know. I think I'd tell the homeowner to just like pump the brakes on this
Just
until at
wait
least
until-
July,
yeah.
and then let's see, right? But
Yeah, maybe it's.
and it's like I have zero interest in this. We sold none of it. Like they brought it in from someone else, and I'm just trying to help Tyler. I'm just talking through it, right?
Right.
But it's like
yeah, interesting.
interesting.
Okay. Design possibilities. I don't know if we need to go into this whole bunch, but obviously the world's your oyster as far as colors
Page 2.
with composite decking. So you can get anything. Wood is wood color. And there's different species and whatever, but with composite, whether you want like a bluish gray or a warm gray or a light brown or a red or a yellow or you can do green or blue if you look at the certain manufacturers. You can do whatever you want there. Obviously, you can mix and match colors for contrasting or complementing patterns and colors and whatever else. So it does allow you to be a little bit more creative in the look of your deck if you care about that.
Certainly.
Common mistakes people make installing it. Not spraying their screws with silicone spray before they put them through the millboard. Number one.
Yeah.
I would say common mistakes. I've heard of people skipping a joist with their fastener. They're trying to save their fasteners for whatever reason. It's like, what are you doing?
So I did that once,
Yeah, you dummy.
right? But
What would you do that for?
yeah, I was trying to
So
save money.
skip screwing, yeah, you save some clips, but that's can result in some clacky boards.
Overspan, I think, would be fairly
Overspan's
common.
a big
Yeah.
one.
Overspanning for sure,
And-
especially on resurfaces.
Right. And I'm also thinking like on stairs, right?
There's a real one.
Yeah. People overspan their stair treads all the time. And then they're like, well, it's a little bit spongy. It's like,
Yeah, no doubt. It's
Yeah.
like you're a walkout and just one straight run with no support.
Yeah.
at the halfway
And
point
because
or anything.
all these composites have like kind of crazy span requirements for
Yeah,
the
it's
stairs.
like
Like, I
80
bet
inch.
you're doing 12 inches, but many of them are 8, 9,
Right.
10 inch on center. And it's like, that's a lot of stringers.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Fascia as well. I would say that not enough fasteners in the fascia, or not
Totally.
the right fasteners in your fascia is a
Oil
common thing.
cans, right? There's always my fascia's all like wavy. It's
Yeah.
like oil canning. It's like, well, that just needs more fasteners, and
Yep.
they don't come out of a nailer.
Yeah.
That's right.
The fastener you're using.
Installing the fascia flush with the surface of the decking without any sort of air gap or anything behind it. Pretty common thing. Same thing's going to happen.
Yep.
Yep.
And crap's going to get caught in behind there and rot out your rim board and whatever else. What else? Buying a common mistake, buying cheap stuff and being lured to a crap product, and then you have to buy it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
a big mistake.
That's a big one.
And man, you look at houses, like, you're not in random backyards very often, but when you're looking for houses, you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I'm surprised. We looked at a few houses already, and it's like, man, there's a lot of like not good brand name decking out there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of
And
people,
on nice homes.
That's the part that gets me, right?
But
So-
I think a deck is like, for some people, a deck is not necessarily it's not a priority, like not a priority for them. It's a nice to have, not a necessity. And so it's like, we don't want to, like, we don't dump a bunch of money into a deck. It's like, I'd rather dump money into my into my kitchen or renovate my basement. Use
Yeah.
top quality components there.
Yeah.
But like a back deck for a lot of people is just like, it's just something you have, and good
It's-
enough is good enough.
yeah, it's often like a transition area, right? And it's like, I want to
Right.
get from the house to the yard.
Yeah.
And so then
Doesn't
this
need
thing
to be fancy.
This thing just needs to be able to,
Beautifully, though.
yeah.
I want to enjoy my walk
Yeah.
from the house to the yard.
Yeah.
Maintenance and longevity. So as we mentioned, our stuff always has 25 to 50-year warranty. When I say our stuff, I'm talking about the brands we stock, which is Trex, Everlast, Decorators, and Fibron.
Thought I found out we were making decking
now.
now.
Yeah.
When I was like, oh,
Yeah. You didn't see that? You didn't see that extruder in the back?
So make sure you have a nice long warranty that covers the structure, but also fading and staining. Look for that. The maintenance is pretty much the same for all capped products. Keep it clean. Wash it off once in a while.
twice a year.
If you spill something on it, clean it up right away. Don't let your ketchup from your plain chips sit on the deck for too long. A week.
That's good.
Wash it off.
important.
Snow removal. Use plastic shovels only. Don't ever use a metal shovel on your deck. Not good.
And you can use salt.
Yeah, if you need to use some sort of ice melt.
Specific kinds of salt, right?
Yeah, that's probably about it. Treat it like your interior flooring. Don't drag metal things on it. Clean things up when you spill them. Yeah, just that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Fire ratings and safety. So there's a class rating system for fire ratings. Most composite decking is going to be a class C or B. So if you're in a fire zone or wildlife protected area or something like that, you may need a class A product. You'll have to do that research because most of them aren't. You'll usually hear about it if they are, because they've intentionally made it for those certain zones, and they will promote the fact that it's class A.
Yep.
I can't remember, like, is Fibron Promenade class A?
Yep.
I want to say it is.
Yep.
I don't know off the top of my head what other ones are, but there's certainly some options out there if you need a class A fire rating. Environmental considerations. Again, if you're somebody who wants to make sure that you're doing the right thing for the environment, a lot of these things are using well over 90% recycled material. So in Trex's case, I believe that number is still 95%. I don't know about their PVC board, won't be that, but their composites, you're essentially using all of your laundry detergent jugs and milk jugs and whatever else, and that stuff's getting melted down, mixed with waste lumber, sawdust essentially, and turned into a beautiful deck board. So you're repurposing a lot of waste out of the environment, which is a really great message. And this stuff lasts a long time.
Even with PVC, I think you could make a case for like being environmentally friendly with that, even though it's all like virgin plastic and, you know, there's not the recycled component to it, but there is the reduction of like how much wood you would use. So over the span of that 50 years that board will like, that it'll stay, you know, it's like it's warranted for 50 years. The structure is 50 years.
You've saved 4 iterations of wood decks.
Right.
That's right.
Right. And so you just didn't go through all of that lumber.
I think at one point AZEK started using recycled plastic in their AZEK lines, and I don't know if that's still the case or not, to be sure, but they did start to. But it used to be the case where, because of the impurities in recycled content and the foaming process and the agents they had to use to create PVC decking, they couldn't risk having recycled plastic in there. But I don't know if they still are or not. So there might be some recycling happening now too. But And then the only one that I would say has a notable bad environmental impact is some of those rainforest hardwoods that are being unsustainably harvested out of rainforests, and that's not good. So if you're shopping for Ipe, that's why Ipe imitators are doing well now, because like I love the look of the Ipe, but I don't want to be tearing down rainforests to get it.
Right.
And you are. So that's one thing.
And you know what? There's quite a few lines now that do a really good job of that.
Totally.
I was actually talking to Tyler the other day because somebody was looking for, they were looking for an Ipe type deck. Remember that desk we had at Dudney Avenue, and we had the symmetry line on the front of the deck, and then we had the Ipe counter on the top. And I said, I told Tyler, I was like, from 20 feet, you couldn't tell.
Yeah,
there was no way.
And that symmetry line was not anywhere close to as realistic as what's out there now.
That's right. Yeah.
So
like
was years ago.
This Everlast Pioneer line
is
incredible.
Yeah.
Millboard, some of that stuff is incredible.
Yeah.
Right.
Like as far as fooling you into thinking it's real wood. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And now Fibron's supposed to have a photo print composite line coming out.
Allegedly.
Trex their PVC line. I don't know if I'd say it's photo. Well, I don't know. Was it photo print? Trex's PVC line?
Oh, I don't know.
I can't remember how
Like,
realistic
where
it looks.
did you guys see this? At Supply Build or what?
No,
no, it was
the
conversation.
rep was here and he had, I'm pretty sure he brought, yes, he did. Oh, and it was at Supply Build.
Was it?
No, it's not photo print. It looks like Lineage.
Oh,
I think.
okay. Anyway.
So nice looking, but not photorealistic.
Yeah.
So who should and shouldn't buy composite? Composite.
Oh, I think everybody should buy composite.
Yeah. I would say anyone who is not interested in the maintenance of wood. I think that would be, I don't think there's like a qualifier for who should. I think the qualifier is like who shouldn't have wood decks.
Yeah. I think like, well, in the range, we talked about it, like it's such a wide range.
Yeah.
If you want somebody that, like if somebody comes in, they're like, yeah, I want the real thing, but I don't want the real thing.
Yeah.
It's like, well, here. And if I'm just like, I don't want a wood deck. I want something that I don't have to stain every year. Cool. Let's start here. Like, I think there's the range is wide enough that there's something for every single person that wants to build a deck.
Yep. There's a few select people out there. I know we've had the odd customer. I remember one lady specifically at our Dudney Avenue location. She's like, I want wood. I like the feel of wood. I don't like the feel of the plastic. I really, really want natural things. The same people are going to put natural finishes throughout their entire home.
Yes.
I don't want laminate. I want real hardwood. I don't want whatever thermofoil cabinets. I want real maple cabinets. Those people may want to stick with wood, and they have their own reasons. So yeah, don't do it. If that's
right.
If that's what you want to do. Some people maybe can't afford it. They want to do wood. Maybe they're only going to be in their house for a couple of years. Maybe it's just a fishing cottage or something like that. Right. It doesn't even fit in the environment to have plastic decking out there. I want some natural. I'm in nature.
Yeah.
Sure. There may be those scenarios where
our
steer
hunting
clear.
cabin is 2x6 decking on it. Right?
Exactly.
I was like, treated 2x6 and like I'll stain it this spring.
Right. Yeah.
That'll be what it is. Right. Yeah. I think that a really good reference was when you were talking about looking at houses and you looked out on that deck and you saw that it was really cheap composite.
Yeah.
And the first thing you thought was like, that's work. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I know that the tendency when you're flipping a house is to do it as inexpensively as possible so that you can pull as much equity out as you can.
Yeah.
But I think one of the things that people should really be aware of is when you're doing that, if you put a pressure treated deck on the back, that doesn't actually increase the value of the house. You're like, oh, I put a 10 by 10 deck on the back and I'm going to charge an extra $5,000. It's like, that's a minus. That's a
right.
minus for most people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so if you're flipping, buy an entry level composite. Right. It's like get the least expensive one.
That's
right.
From one of the brands. Yeah.
Right. And because when somebody walks out and looks at that, you want them to be like, oh, that's done.
That's one less thing I have to worry about.
Right.
One less
So
thing I have to do.
in looking at places here, we saw one house that had a cedar deck on it, and I was like, oh, that's nice. Like I know there's maintenance involved, but I would leave the cedar there and I would maintain it.
Yeah.
Right.
But when I saw the one that had the cheap shitty composite, I was absolutely turned off. I was like, I would rip that up immediately. But if it had a nice composite, I'd be like, even that's the best of the three.
Yeah.
So having wood is better, in my opinion, and I don't think anybody should disagree with this, is better than having cheap, crappy composite that's not going to last. If that's what you're going to do,
Agreed.
just do wood.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah. Then there's no false hope, right?
It'll last at least. It's not going
That's
to
right.
crack and fall apart.
And the next homeowner is going to pull that up anyways.
Yeah.
Whether it's cheap composite or wood.
That's right. Yeah.
So buy wood because
Well,
it's
and if
even cheaper.
maintained, like it'll last as long as it's maintained.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Put some good oil on that wood and you're going to keep it for a long time too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we sat here at the start of this and we're like, how are we going to talk about composite again? And then here, look at us go.
What are we, an hour?
An hour.
Holy
We
smokes.
talked all about the composite. So if you still have questions after this, you weren't listening.
Probably fell asleep. We just about lost Stacy twice, actually.
Yeah, she's nodding off over there.
That's weird considering how much sleep she got last night. Okay, everybody. We'll see you next week. Take it easy.